Sports World on ABC as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Happy New Year and welcome to the first edition of the Build Up on ABC News Ghana. My name is still James Ohinbomakio. My name have not changed, and this time around the Afcon began. We brought you the preview of everything on the Build Up. Now the boys have been separated from the men, and we're in the quarterfinals. I have my guys here to who will help us delve deep into the discussion. My usual suspects, I know will come to. I make a come to Awa. Jody Awa, Charlie, everything cool.
You day inside.
Charlie, I see you chill. You be like them say you go day US, go chill.
I not go yet.
So now where you did?
I did the estate inside for Alajo. So I guess they do things.
Estate day at Alajo.
Oh yeah.
You sure say estate day?
Alajo not be car price per day. You know be car price. Alajo day there. With estate. Me I
Be
build my
estate.
own estate for
Oh,
this.
okay.
Yeah.
So them they watch you, tell them something. The your estate people they watch
Oh
you, tell them
yeah.
something.
People, guys, if you watch out, the estate day, the entrance they day me
But
myself.
now you they do advertisements, give the estate or you already did.
Oh, it did. So if you want enter, if you come through me, you back. The estate, the gate, they me my side.
You are the way, the truth and the life to
Of
Alajo
course.
estate.
Yes. Nobody.
So
boasts
that
to
is
the
our for you. It's his debut on the build. And my usual suspects, Eugene Ofori Suti, my guy.
Charlie,
These days you know they feel cold.
Charlie, I'm attend there. They feel cold small, but Charlie, the cold too.
The person will go bring you the coldness. I be hurt.
is back.
He's back. But as he come back, we know they see anything.
Don't worry. When you lose it, you lose it. When it's back, it is back. For now, he has lost it. We hope that things will work out well for him.
All right, so we will come to the FA Cup that was being played this particular weekend. But let's start off from the Afcon quarter-final stage. What a season it has been so far, from the group stages right to the round of 16. And now we are in the quarter-finals, and there are interesting matchups that's coming up this particular weekend. First of all, let's start off from the biggest game. For me, I think it's the biggest game of the quarterfinals. Mali versus Senegal. These two teams, for Mali, they've played about 4 games so far in the tournament. They've not won any game, but they are in the quarterfinals. It's something like a mystery. Senegal, for me, I think that they've been good so far in the tournament. They've been my best team so far. Looking at how, at a point in time, they were even in the round of 16, they were down by a goal. They came back, scored 3 goals, and now they are in the quarterfinal. Let me start from Soti. Mali versus Senegal. Tom Seinfeld doing something extraordinary with the Malians.
Yeah. So let me go to Tom Seinfeld's page. He posted something a few days ago. I'll see if I can find it. People are complaining about the fact that he has not won any game, and I don't know. Maybe I'll try and look for it. But I think that we've made too much. I don't know. I don't want to use the word noise about it, but I think that if you put it into perspective, at least they should have gotten 2 wins. The game against Zambia, it should have ended in a win for them.
Yeah.
They just didn't take their chances. And then the game against Morocco, so I believe they should have won that game. So I believe at least they should have had 2 wins in their last after the 4 games. And if you watch the Tunisia game, they were a man down. So I don't think there was any expectation of them winning that game. And even if
they fought all the way to penalties.
Exactly. And they had even missed the first penalty kick. So I'm sure that if, on the basis of all that happened in that game, I'm sure everybody will admit that Mali went over and beyond to achieve whatever they achieved at the tournament. My problem is even this. When you said the biggest game of the tournament, for me, it's not the biggest game.
That's for me.
I mean, subjective though.
Yeah.
For me, I think that the Cameroon Morocco game is big.
We'll come to that.
Even
But
I'm just saying the Egypt Cote d'Ivoire game for me is even bigger than the Mali Senegal game. And for me, I think Mali play differently when they meet bigger teams and when they meet smaller teams. When they played against Zambia, they played very differently. Then when they played against Morocco, we saw how they opened up and played very, very, very differently. They went to the 3-5-2 formation and they played very, very differently. And for me, they should have won that game. I think the refereeing didn't help them in that regard. And subsequently, in the next few games, then they relaxed again. Now that they are playing against the one of the biggest favorites of the tournament in Senegal, I think that they'll go back to what they did against Morocco. I think they'll go with the 3-5-2 formation. But I think the only problem was that Woyo Koulibaly got the red card in the last game. I don't know if he will be. I think he will miss this game.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, because of that red card, he will miss this game. I think that's where the problem for them will be. But I'm sure that they will have so many experienced players. One of their senior players, Amari Traore, didn't play a lot of minutes. He just came in the last game against Tunisia, and so I think he can come in that 3-back. And I think a lot of their key players haven't even really got their set the ball rolling. If Bissouma isn't really in it, Amadou Haidara himself isn't really in it, and it's the young boys, Mamadou Sangare and the others who are Gassama, who are really taking the team forward. And I think what I was trying to look for, that I said Steinfeld posted, he was linking the Mali team to the Portuguese team that won the Euros in 2016. When he posted the thing, I made a screenshot of it, but I can't seem to find it. And that team, to that Portugal team, they didn't win a lot of games, but they managed to beat teams that were winning.
So he's trying to say you win that.
Exactly. He was trying to say that they are very dangerous in that regard, particularly because the stats don't favor them as the team that would make it past Senegal, who are widely favorites and widely regarded as one of the teams who can make it. And also, I think Senegal themselves are one of the only big teams who have proved beyond reasonable doubt that they deserve their favorite spot or the favorite tag that's on them. But if anything, if the performance against Sudan is anything to go by, Mali stand a good chance. Because if you watch the Sudan-Senegal game, Sudan had at least 3 chances, apart from the goal they scored, to have scored. There was even a chance where the guy, the player in Mendy, had a 1v1 and he fluffed his line. So I think that Mali stand a good chance. It will be a very, very, very open game. The only thing I would wish for is that Tom Seinfeld should go with the 2 forwards. Maybe he should go with a Sinayoko and the Kamaru. No, he should not. No.
Should not play 3.
El Bilal. That penalty he has scored, he has now atoned for all the sins he committed at the Afcon so far. That penalty he missed earlier and several chances he missed in the tournament.
He qualified them to the next team.
So he has now atoned for those sins.
He shouldn't play.
So it's a clean slate. But even he shouldn't play. And he should play Kamaru Doumbia rather. Kamaru Doumbia is to start Brestois in the French Ligue 1. Very good goal scorer. When they were in the Champions League and they were playing very well and they were scoring goals, Kamaru Doumbia was one of those players. And he has been in some good run of form. A few injuries has worried him a bit, but I think that he has not been given a lot of chances, and I believe that this is his time to prove his mettle. So we should go with those 2 forwards, and then maybe later on he should bring in El Bilal to replace any of them. And so the thing for me is that maybe he should not go with Bissouma in the games, because I think he's fielding Bissouma based on his respect for the player and what he knows he can bring. But we've seen Bissouma in about 4 games or 3 games.
Even at space, he's not.
Yes, and I don't think he has given us a sign of anything to expect from him. And the penalties, if the penalty he played was anything to go by, I don't know what to expect from him. So maybe he should be banned for the game. And it's too difficult for me to predict. It can go anyway, and maybe this game can go all the way to penalties.
But even if it goes to penalties, who do you think will qualify to the next round?
I don't think Mendy. Okay, Djigui Diarra has showed that he's a good penalty taker. Maybe it was because the Tunisians didn't take the penalties well. Mendy, I would say, is based on luck. I've seen him save a few penalties, because really Mendy is not a good penalty
no, saver. Even I think Mendy has even lost it since he went to Saudi. He's not the Mendy we used to.
But I want to associate it to the Saudi, because even before he left to Saudi, he was on that decline already. Yeah. Once or twice, Mendy gives you that semblance of what it is that he has or he has always had, but a lot of the time he's not it anymore. And so it tilts slightly in favor of Senegal, but Tom is the only one I know personally, so I wish him well. So this is where my bias comes in. I wish him well, so that at the end of the tournament, if he's able to go far, we can get another interview with him. That's the only reason why I support Mali.
All right, I see. Let me come to Alba. Mali versus Senegal. Who do you think will qualify to the semi-finals?
All right, I think we are in for a long night, because I don't see it going to extra time, because once it goes to extra time, then we have a longer period of time. Players will be worked out trying to run through the 90 minutes plus the extra 30 minutes. So I see, for me, I see Senegal standing tall, but should Mali be able to overpass and win, then it means that the teams that were able to qualify on 3 points as third place team are to be watched out for. You get it? So it means that then they are going to be riding on the shoulders of what Ivory Coast did in the previous edition. Nearly out of the tournament, managed to find their way in, then going all the way to win the tournament. So I think that should Mali try to win, or should Mali win today against Senegal, then the tournament will kickstart. Like Soti said, the biggest game for the tournament is yet to come, where we see Morocco play against Cameroon. Then probably we see Egypt, then Algeria play. So should that game come, then we are going to see who indeed is going to be who is going to get a bragging right. But till now, everybody can win it. Everybody can win it. Once you are here, I was telling someone that where we've gotten to, you can play 500 minutes. One will still have to go out. So no matter how long you play, one will definitely go home. So if you're able to get the chance in the 90 minutes of regulation time, make it count. That is only when you can save yourself, because if you go extra 30, you don't know, you might get tired. Then, or you might even get frustrated.
This sounds like what happened to DR Congo. Algeria waited Algeria just 2 minutes to end the game, and then
you get it. That match, I felt DR Congo had
2 minute chances.
They had
in the first 20 minutes. They should have killed the game.
Every chance to win that game. You get it. Had they won that game, would have changed the tournament completely. You get it. So it means that now the underdogs that we all knew that came to the tournament are all out. Now it's just time for the big guys. You get it. So when it happens like that, then the big guys are always on top of the issues. And once we have one of the minnows in there trying to prove a point, then you can tell that we've also come here to prove something. So I think that the tournament is about getting tough. Now we are going to see who is who in the quarterfinals.
I finally found the thing I was talking about. He says in 1972, Mali had 3 draws at Afcon group stage. In the end, they played their only final. 1982, Italy had 3 draws at the World Cup group stage. In the end, they became world champions. 2016, Portugal had 3 draws at the Euro group stage. In the end, they became European champions.
So in
and he says 2025, Mali has 3 draws at Afcon group stage. Then he writes ... So he's leaving it to our imagination.
So he is leaving it to the historical antecedents and also
to prove
numerals and everything to prove. Let's see how that particular one goes. But for me personally, I think that Senegal have the quality to edge Mali. I think they will win by a narrow win, like probably a 1-0 or a 2-1. That's what I think.
Within regular time.
Okay. That's what I think. I've seen Pape Thiaw. They were even the game against Sudan. Yes, they were under pressure, but they kept on pushing. And when they push, you know that the goal is coming. Definitely, the goal will come again. And looking at the defense of Mali, their first game against Zambia, the way they defended, I think Senegal will edge them in regulation time. But still, history backs Senegal. In their last 5 games, Mali has not won a game. The one they had was just a 1-1 draw in 2014. Since then, Senegal has won 2-0, 2-1, 3-2, 1-0. So Senegal has the upper hand over Mali when it comes to the Afcon Cup of Nations. Now let's move on to the big one, as you rightly said, Cameroon versus Morocco. Morocco, the host nation. They've gotten here in their last game against Tanzania. A lot of people felt that game didn't give us the quality we wanted. 2 teams squandered the chances. Brahim Diaz had the penalty, he scored. For Cameroon, I think they've been, when they were coming to the tournament, they were the ones giving us the headlines about Onana not being in there, Visa Abubakar not representing, Anguissa not coming, the big boys not being there. So a lot of people felt probably they'll be eliminated in the group stage because there's a whole group of new players who are coming. But they are in the quarterfinals. Alba, let me start from you. Is it the time that the host nation I mean, they are home, but I mean, they'll be going home from the tournament.
I think it's going to be interesting to see that happen if Morocco should go home at this stage. Then it means that the tournament has ended.
Yeah.
Because should Morocco leave, we are not going to get that fans trooping into the stadium.
Alright, they said there's no vibe there.
Fans trooping into the stadium to watch other games like that. But I was surprised to see Basagog in the last Cameroon's fixture because I didn't know he was part.
Yeah, he was.
Only for me to see him sub a player to come on to play a part in that game. But against Morocco, I think that's all we need. I'm just saying for the Moroccan.
All we need. Are you a Moroccan?
I don't know, but I'm a fan of the Afcon. All we need as a football fan is fair officiating.
Okay, I get your point.
Fair officiating. Yes, you can tell the fans not to do something, but you can't stop them from doing that. When they do that and the team wins, the team has won.
Yeah. Now
you go and punish the fan. You get it? So I think the things that the Moroccans need now, it's more of intimidation. Get on their nerves. You get on the Cameroonians, you get on their nerves. Then they get frustrated. Then you get your goals. I'll be looking forward to El Kabi probably giving us another spectacular bicycle kick.
El Kabi, Charlie, that guy.
If
you don't see the 2 bicycle kicks.
No,
if he's able to give us
what he said that he's looking forward to Ayub El Kabi doing something.
Why?
Probably giving us another spectacular bicycle kick.
I don't have a problem with what he's saying, but on the 9th against the opponents,
he can't.
It won't happen.
But I
against
think that
Cameroon,
it won't happen.
I think that the where we've gotten to in the tournament, though it's a teamwork, but should a country win, it's going to be on individual brilliance, because then you have one person standing up tall or coming to the occasion, then trying to win.
Yeah.
We were talking about Senegal and Mali game. Should Senegal win the game, then Mane and the other players will have to work. Bissouma would have to work more for Mali to win. Then Cameroon, they will have to work more. Morocco will have to work extra because they are the home team. Then they will want to appease the fans. They wouldn't want to go home at this stage, knowing well that in some years to come they will be co-hosting the World Cup as well. So at least doing this for the fans, then getting that
even
bragging
for
rights.
the Club World Cup, they'll be hosting it.
You get it. And now they've also done some changes in terms of their football. They've built structures. Now you see how their women even play. Those days when they used to wear the veils and the other things, now they wear the normal football kits with the holes and other things. So it's an additional thing to the Moroccans. I just hope and pray we get a fair officiating. Then you know that everybody is on his or her grounds.
Why you hate her on the fair officiating? What's wrong?
But you were there. Why are you asking this simple?
We've seen some officiating that sometimes it should go this way, but it goes the other way. You get it? There are some tackles that yes, you've played football before. You've been in the home of affairs before. You know that this tackle has no intentions, but to the referee, it is understandable. That is your profession. But sometimes when you are on the field of play, some of the actions of the referees changes the actions of the game. You get it? So if maybe the home team is playing, all of a sudden there are 50-50 tackles that it's a 50-50 tackle. We all go in hard, but in the end it goes to the opponent. You get it? So it changes the beauty of the game. It makes the other team feel the referee is on their side. Let's also relax. Let's play our normal game. It doesn't make the game beautiful. I watched Cameroon's game against I think it was Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
That was my best game. It was an end-to-end action.
Yeah.
The referee allowed the game to flow. It was an end-to-end action. This one is down. You go down there, it doesn't take anything. You just let the game flow like that. So I think we should the referee should allow the game flow, then we'll appreciate the tournament because this is our own version of the World Cup as Africans.
This is our own.
You get it. So once we don't cherish our own, I'm not sure who will get something.
But who do you think is winning?
Indomitable Lions.
Cameroon.
I go for Indomitable Lions.
So that's why you're mentioning the fair officiating.
It can go for
So it
anyone.
means he believes that if there is fair officiating,
It can go for
Cameroon will
anyone.
win.
But
It
if
can go for anyone. It can go for anyone. The fair officiating can go for anyone. But Morocco has they have the upper hand. You get it. They should just play their cards well. If they're able to play
Right.
their cards well, then they will win. But if they are not able to do that, then Cameroon will be able to outsmart them. Then we'll punish them on the.
All right, so
other side.
have a bite on that one. Then after that, you take your bite on Egypt and also Nigeria.
for me, the biggest game of this round for me is the Cameroon Morocco game.
Yeah.
And I've always said it, and I always say it. Cameroon, Morocco in Africa are never favorites to win any.
Of course.
Once
of
the
course.
tournament is in Africa, they are not favorites. Even if Morocco are playing against DR Congo, I don't think that Morocco are favorites. Morocco is a team that has full. They are like, I see them to be like Spurs. They have all the players, but they cannot. When it is time for major competition, they cannot deliver. And clearly, it was telling from the day one, except from their first game where they comfortably beat Comoros. I think they've struggled in every game. We saw how they struggled for to draw against Mali. There were several attempts. There were several penalty calls, which brings the Alba's point of officiating, where Mali should have had VAR, at least VAR checks for certain situations which weren't done, and so Mali was robbed of their wins.
Yeah.
And even the game against Tanzania, I blame Tanzania. Otherwise, Morocco should have exited the round of 16.
They missed a lot of chances.
There was one chance, the gaping pole, the player just had to head Bone was out of the post through the cross. The player just had to head the ball directly.
He thought he was a defender, so he was clearing the ball.
So clearly, Morocco are not it. With all their players, the team is not gelling. And I think at this moment, Azadine Unahi, the last time I saw him, his leg was in. I don't know. I think his Afcon journey, I think is ended at the moment. And honestly, I wasn't a fan of the Cameroonian team before the Afcon. You remember I told you that I didn't even think they were going to win one game. But when I watched their first game against, I think their first game was against Mozambique. No, against, was it
Cameroon.
Cameroon's first game?
Let me check.
I think Ivory Coast played against Mozambique. So I think
Angola.
Cameroon's first game I think was against Gabon. Yeah, against Gabon.
Yeah,
Yes, it was
Gabon,
against
Gabon,
Gabon.
yeah.
Yes. Even though it was a slender 1-0 lead from Carl Young, I think they played really well. They gave me a very coordinated team attempt. And I think for the first time, once the big names were not in the picture, it looked like there was more team effort in the team than before a month ago when they were playing in that World Cup playoffs. And what I loved from them was the teamwork and the tactical discipline in the second game against the Ivory Coast. That was where I believe that Cameroon had what it took to progress from the group, because I realized that Pagu read the Ivorian team, looked at their strengths, realized that if Ivory Coast stand a good chance of winning a game, Kessie, Fofana, Sangare have to have a taste of the ball. They'll have to dictate the pace of the game. So once Kessie, Sangare and Fofana at the time were out of the game, Cameroon had their field day. So he realized what he did. He played a 3-5-2. He put Kofane, and at the time I didn't agree with him playing Kofane.
Yeah.
So Kofane's first game for Cameroon
Debut
was against Ivory Coast in a very big game. At the time I didn't agree with his decision to play Kofane, but Kofane seems to have justified it several games later. And for me, that 5-man midfield was the key to everything. It meant that at all times, Cameroon had the numbers, so much so that there was no creativity from the Ivorians. So Ivorians had to rely on a few situations where there were a few mistakes to break free and score. Apart from that, Cameroon had a field day and had total control of the game. Kessie and Co didn't have that whole dominance they wanted. And then Cameroon again, they came from behind against Mozambique, and then they won that game. Kofane scoring a very, very brilliant goal from there. So, and then we saw what they did to South Africa. In fact, in a South African game, South Africa played better than Cameroon. But then Cameroon, against the run of play, they managed to score 2 goals, and then they totally controlled the game. For me, I believe that Cameroon, based on the teamwork they displayed, they are not under any pressure. And based on the whole history we knew for the tournament, what's happening now?
2017.
Pagu coach David Pagu has managed to stabilize the team, and now the team is playing with unity. And we've not forgotten about the likes of Onana, Abubakar, Anguissa, Chachwa, Ingadeo, Ingameleo, and all those players. We forgot about all those players, and now we are talking about Dani Namaso, we are talking about Atu Avom, Christian Kofane, and Carlos Baleba, and Shea Malone. People who, I'm not sure 3 months ago, if you ask somebody who these players were, the person would have known who they were. So-called bench warmers or fringe players have now become the mainstay of the team, and for me, Cameroon has what it takes. For me, the only thing I would love to see, the change I would love to see him do is that maybe he should tweak the formation a little bit, still 3-5-2, but change the personnel. Maybe he should take off one of the inverted fullbacks. Maybe he should put Brian Mbeumo at left wing back in that 3-5-2 formation and bring Carl Itaye Young. So he plays 2 strikers, Itaye Young and Kofane. Go out, all out attack for 90 minutes. He can get about 3 goals from these 2 players, and so that Mbeumo will be helping the defense and also helping the transition. So when there's a counter-attacking situation, it means that at least Kofane and Itaye Young are already up there, and then Mbeumo can help them. For me, the way Cameroon are set up, it means that at almost every time they have at least 5 players who are in defensive positions and about 3 other players who are in transition to help the 2 strikers already there. So I think that tactically, if Pagu maintains the 3-5-2 formation, he'll be superior. And I think Morocco are in trouble. Walid Regragui and Co realize that some of these players, they don't even know them. Yeah. This team is a new team. So if you go and watch an old view of Cameroon at the playoff when they played against Gabon, I think you're making a big. I think they played against DR Congo, if I'm not wrong.
They played against Gabon too in one of the games.
Yes, they played against Gabon. Yes, and
even the Ivory Coast.
Yes. So if you watch that Cameroon team, you watch this team, vast difference. Because Onana was there at the time. Now it's a passy there. A lot of those players in Gamelo and Co are no longer in the team. Collins Fire and Co are no longer in the team, and now it's almost a totally different team. So now they are struggling.
New technical team,
new direction, and new hunger, new focus. A lot of these players believe that they have to prove a point, because someone like Dani Namaso was in the team already, but he wasn't getting opportunity because there was Anguissa, there was Baleba and other players. But injury to Anguissa and other players being out of the team means that Namaso now finally has an opportunity. He has taken the opportunity very well, and so these players have a lot to prove. Morocco, I must say, just few players have proved beyond reasonable doubt that they are good players at this tournament, or Morocco deserve that favorite tag. I think Brahim Diaz, he has done really, really well, and it's interesting because like a year or 2 ago, he was the outsider, quote unquote, in this team, and yet he's the one who is now carrying the team on his shoulders. And also surprising for me, before this tournament, in my mind, Yusuf Nesri was the top striker, or the number 9, or the standing 9 for Morocco. He got into this tournament, started with Rahimi, then came El Kabi. As for Rahimi, he's not it. Then he came to El Kabi, and now he realized that now Nesri is the backup striker to El Kabi, and I think El Kabi has taken his position very well. Hakimi is now warming up into the game. But I think that what I've seen of the Cameroonians, I don't think Hakimi will have a field day, because I realized that what they do
I don't even think he will start.
Well, what they do is that any player who looks like he has potential, they give you 2 players. So at every point in time, you are sandwiched between 2 players, and you would have to outwit them. I think Amad Diallo was able to do that. Yeah. Maybe Brahim Diaz, because of his diminutive nature, can have a good chance of finding his way around. But apart from him, I don't think that any other player can do justice to the team. And the few mistakes I saw from Bono in the game against Tanzania tells me that if Cameroon take the game to the Moroccans, Morocco will slip up, and at least Cameroon stand a good chance. So for me, I predict either a 2-0 victory or at least a 2-1 victory for Cameroon, 90 minutes regular time.
So Alba and Soti predicting wins for Cameroon.
So in conclusion, Morocco's journey at the Afcon will end on Friday.
Concluded.
And I even think that maybe after that, there will have to be conversation about Walid Regragui, because he has made certain comments that along Hugo Bruce's comments about sometimes the fans and certain things, and I'm sure maybe after that they'll evaluate him and maybe they will change him before they go to the World Cup.
Yeah, let's see how that one goes. But in their last 5 games, Cameroon has won 3, Morocco has won 2, but the 2 wins have come in their last 2 games. So
Okay.
Morocco seems to be finding their feet whenever they play against Cameroon. Now let's move on to the next game. Mohamed Salah vs Victor Osimhen. We've seen the Nigerian team perfect record so far in the tournament. We can't say same for the Egyptians, but they are in the quarterfinal. We saw their last game against Benin. It took Salah to score the 3rd goal in the extra time. They take on Nigeria, who have a perfect record.
I think Egypt take on Cote d'Ivoire, and then Nigeria take on Algeria.
Yeah.
Egypt take on Cote d'Ivoire.
I think I've misplaced it.
Egypt
So
take on Cote d'Ivoire.
Egypt will play Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, so
Abba.
I think Egypt. I think Egypt met Cote d'Ivoire in Afcon 2022 in Cameroon, and they eliminated La Cote d'Ivoire, I think, on penalty. So I think Cameroon have to. Ivory Coast will have to. I think this is a perfect moment for revenge. I think you're asking now about, okay, maybe he
So
should.
do you think that at least Salah will progress? And Ivory Coast are defending champions, remember?
I think the Ivorian national team, for me now, their tactical play and everything relies on the coach. You get it?
Very
He's
true.
yet to lose a game.
Very true.
And should he lose this game, it's going to be more or less like, let's give him that support. Or let's say, you can do well. You get it? But I don't see him falling for Egypt. And it's going to be a tough game because Salah would want to prove a mark. The Egyptian team, they want to prove a mark because of their previous games they've played, they've not had that perfect start. You get it? So the Ivorians coming into this game with victories and some draws, at least they tasted victory in the previous edition. They would want to go out at this stage knowing well how they managed to see their way through the final in the previous edition they hosted. Going against Egypt, yes, history might be there, but I'm sure they have it at the back of their minds that the tournament is getting started. We are playing against Egypt for that matter. You get it? So let's try our possible best to make it count. And I am sure that if they get their day right, they are going to beat Egypt. They shouldn't play to the rhythm of the Egyptians.
Okay.
Once they do that, they've lost the game. They should play their normal game. Ivorians, they are known for that passing and
possessive games.
sometimes we're a bit physical.
Yeah.
If you go and you play against the Egyptians and you go in for the 50-50, they win, they just lie on the pitch, then they are
Free
playing
kicks.
to your emotions.
Yeah.
Then you will lose. But once you play to your own rhythm, I'm sure they will be able to carry the day. I'll be happy to see the Ivorians progress through the next stage, because I think their last game that I watched, there was one guy who was in the 19 jersey. I think that was his first game he played.
Is it Diamonde, the guy who scored a goal?
I think so. That
No,
was his.
no, I think the 90s is talking about short guy in the midfield.
Yeah.
It's called Christ Ulai.
Was it the small guy we're talking about?
Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about.
Yes, I think that was his first game.
Diomande is number 26.
That was his first game he played, and the guy performed so well. So if he's able to do
It's
well,
called Inao. Yeah, Inao Ulai.
if he's able to do well in the next game, that is if you feel he's being given the chance to play again, then he will give another opportunity to other players to also come in and prove a mark.
Is it this guy?
Yes, that's him.
Ah, yeah, he's the guy.
You get it?
Inao.
So it's the Ivorian national team. They are doing well, and I think that they should keep the good work up. We know Egypt. You remember I told you at the beginning that if a country should win the game, it's a teamwork though, but it's going to fall on individual brilliance because you remember Salah's third goal. He had to go solo,
Yeah.
then just slot the ball into the back of the net. So that is what we are going to see. If you want to win, you carry the
Your
team,
country, yeah.
or you carry your country on your shoulders, then you let the others follow you like that. So that is what we are going to see more of Frank Kessie in this game, because in the previous games that I've watched, he gives 1 or 2 passes, then he's in the box waiting for the cross.
Yeah.
So that is what they are going to. The Egyptians are going to. They are not going to have it easy. They are not going to have it. It's going to be a tough game. They shouldn't play the normal game where the balloon the ball looking for the player. Let the game flow. Once the game flow like that, then your midfielders will enjoy, will try to locate passes like that. I loved when I saw Iwobi pass for Lukman's goal.
Crazy.
It was a solid, whether it was Juweni or it was whatever thing he did.
Or looking.
He gave the pass. That was what made me feel the presence of Iwobi, Ndidi in the team. You get it? So I think that Ivorians, yes, I see that one going for extra 30. I see that game for extra 30.
Egyptians will play another extra 30.
Oh, yes, they will. That is when we'll see those who have the legs. Yes, I see it going for another 30.
Let me go to Soti. Have your take on this.
Yeah, so honestly, the both teams met in the 2022 Afcon in Cameroon, and guess what? At that time, the Egyptian team also didn't look too good. So guess what they did? What Alba was saying, they made sure that the Ivorians played to their tempo, took them to penalties, and that was when Gabaski used to do his things. I think this guy Eric Bailly, he missed his penalty, and
5-4 penalty.
Yeah, and then they exited the tournament. Meanwhile, that tournament, that was when I actually believed that Cote d'Ivoire were favorites to win the tournament instead of the one they subsequently won. And I think this Egyptian team is not good. They are in a period of transition.
Yeah.
You remember the last Afcon? That's when they had Ahmed Hegazi, they had Mohamed Abdul Monim. All those players are gone. They've brought in new centre backs who are trying to get into the rhythm of the team. So I think the only department where we could say that Egypt have a lot of talent, we'll say is the forward, where there's Mohamed Salah, there's Mahmoud Trezeguet, there's Umar Marmoush, and then there's Mustafa Mohamed. And then even for their goalkeeping department, goalkeeper Mohamed El Shanawi, he's been topsy-turvy. He's not been too convincing. Look at the goal he considered against Benin. I think that was his near post, so that was something he could have easily worked on, and I think that he let them down. After this tournament, I think that maybe somebody like Hussam Hassan is one of those other coaches who will be sacked after this tournament. So a lot of the teams that qualified to the World Cup, they will sack their coaches after this Afcon, and I think the Morocco coach is one. Tunisia has sacked theirs already. I think the Morocco coach will be next, and I think the Egyptian coach will be another one who will be sacked after this Afcon, because I think that because of the attacking talent the Egyptians possess, generally it's expected that they're supposed to win games, but forgetting that their defense isn't that good enough as compared to what they had at the last Afcon. I think that is what will cause them a bit. For the Ivorians, I think for me, one of the revelations of the tournament is Inao Christ Ulai, the new player who just joined the team. Actually made his debut in November when other teams were playing the World Cup players, because Ivory Coast had already qualified. They played in a friendly against Saudi Arabia. He made his debut. So his third game for his country was when they took on Cameroon. I didn't know who he was, and then this guy was brought in the second half to play like 20 minutes. All of a sudden, this guy took on that 5-man midfield of the Cameroons, was just going through, and because of his diminutive nature, he can just easily weave through his opponents. Another thing for me is the fact that it looks like there's a magnet in the ball, and it has a magnetic force. So it's like when he has the ball and the ball is at his feet, it's difficult to rob him off the ball. A good passer of the ball, very aggressive player, and he has this calmness I see in Partey. That guy really understands football. He has a big future, and I think at this point he has put MS Faye in a very difficult corner, because Ivorians always before this tournament knew they are 3-man midfield. In fact, they knew for Ivorians, they know in the starting 11, they know about 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 1 8. Let's give by 9. Out of the 11 players, they always know about 9 starters. So they know left back Gislan Konan, Odilon Kosunu and Evan Indika. Right back, I think right back is where the problem is now, because sometimes Omar Diakite, sometimes Wilfredson go, and now it's Gela Due. As for the goalkeeper, it's always Yaya Fofana with Lafont now in the picture. And we know as for right wing, always Amad Diallo will be there. And so it's the left winger, whether it's Diomande or Adingra or whoever, and then for the strike, if Halle is around, fine. The midfield, they always know is Seko Fofana, Frank Kesse, Ibrahim Sangare. But this is where the problem has begun. The few minutes that they gave now he gave some dynamics which Seko Fofana didn't have. His ability to take on players even in very tight spaces. Because of Fofana's body, Fofana cannot go into certain spaces, but this guy is very short, so he's able to weave his way around, and he gets into goal scoring positions. He's good at assisting in the play, and I think at this point it looks very much likely that Seko Fofana has lost his position. I think Amad Diallo have a very good day against these Egyptians. I think he will score a brace. For me, I think the only problem for the Ivorians is this: one of their best players at this tournament, from Amad Diallo and Frankese and Inao, who just joined the team, is Gislan Konan, formerly of Al Nassr. He now plays in the Portuguese league, I think with Gil Vicente. I think the guy is good defensively, and he also contributes offensively. But the problem is the way Salah behaves. If you commit,
if you commit too much
in very much advanced areas, and you commit a blunder or you contribute too far and you lose the ball, and Salah is ahead of you, it means it puts pressure on Kosunu and Indika, and that is where the problems can come in. So I think on Friday's game, Konan would have to be careful how he tries to overlap because of the threat that Salah possesses. But apart from that, Cote d'Ivoire will have a very easy victory, 2-0 over, or even 3-0 over. I think what they do to the Burkinabes, they'll open Egypt apart, and they do it to them very simply. Amad Diallo 2 goals.
But I think they should have Zaha.
I don't even want to hear that Zaha name anyway.
No, because
Zaha has never proven why he should have been selected for this tournament.
Because see, if Salah is to be ahead, you get it, with his pace, at least it will stop that movement of Salah.
But the question is, will Zaha also help defensively?
Zaha doesn't help defensively, it's another problem.
So it should be an instruction from the coach.
So he'll play a player who will help.
This is your role you have to play.
In Diomande defends very well, and attacking you attack.
If you want to play in the game like this, and if you want to play, there's strictly, or it's going to be a straight instruction from the coach. This is what you are asked to do. If you don't do that, you come out. You get it. I've seen players, Mourinho has done it several times. You come, he brings you on maybe 85th minute, you go and cause a blunder, it doesn't mean 86th minute you're out. That is it. Because that was not the instructions I gave you. So I think if he wants to play, just you, because of your pace and other things, don't go too much. Help the left back, be on Salah, the two of you on him, then that's all. But if he doesn't do that, then you warm the bench and we'll be waiting to play the 4 minutes and 3 minutes like that.
So let's see how that particular one goes. Ivory Coast, the defending champions. Egypt wants to win it for, I think.
So this will be the 8th time. They want to make it a record.
And also Salah,
he wants to win his first Afcon, which
so let's see how
he will never get.
But another important game, Algeria versus Nigeria.
Yeah.
Our your old Riyad Mahrez.
Oh yes, my own Riyad Mahrez.
Why is it City fan?
Yes, I am. You get that?
Yeah, disgraced.
I'm not a disgrace.
But he's a Barca fan.
I'm not a disgrace to football.
So you are following Pep.
I don't follow Pep. I love football, so I don't like people.
So we don't love
So
football.
Marquinhos doesn't love football.
No.
Marquinhos support only Arsenal, or
no, I am just
I support
happy.
only Chelsea. Yeah.
No, I'm happy for him
Why?
because at least for consistent period, Arsenal took over, or Arteta took over this season. He has
We
not
are really
gotten broken
early.
heart yet.
Yes.
Let's hope.
Yes.
Let's just hope it ends like that, and the season he gets something. I gave him a song today. I feel happy. I feel young couldn't be happy. So if Arteta doesn't win, then I'll take back my song. But
the day we win the Premier League, I'll bring you back here.
Inshallah, I'll be hoping to see
So
that.
up until the day you win, he'll not be back on this podcast.
He'll be consistent, but I'll make sure
that particular day.
I mean, you guys will be the main features.
Oh, me, I will not be on
you
that.
won't come.
I won't be on
Why?
that show that day. Oh, nothing. There's no reason.
No one's coming for you.
Oh no,
You'll be.
I won't be on that.
Let's focus on the game. Nigeria.
It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be really, really tough. I think we are now going to see the big guys.
Yeah.
Those who call themselves the Mahrez, the Lookmans, the Osimhens. This is where we are going to see them come to play. Where you don't get the support that you need, then you try to get it yourself and get the goals for your country. Because in such games, you might not get the cross that you would want to get as perfect as you would get in the previous ones. But it might come, but it wouldn't be as many as you would want it. So the least that you get that will come your way, you have to just take that chance. So I think that it's going to be more or less like the Cameroon-Morocco game. Cameroon would want to go in for the 50-50. Cameroon want to go in for the 50-50 tackle hard. Okay. Then Morocco will be that soft. Nigeria would want to go in hard. Then Algeria will be that soft. So should that happen, then we are going to see the frustrations from the Nigerians. You see one Algerian player on the turf here, 5 seconds, another one on the turf here. So that frustration, once it sets in, then it will unsettle you. Then they come at you. You get it. It's going to be more of individual play in this quarterfinals. So if you don't have that skill to carry your team on, then you are losing it all out. You get it. So I think that Victor Osimhen is hungry for goals. It will come, but in the quest of getting that anger, you end up frustrating yourself and getting a card, then you're out of the tournament. You get it. That goal that you need will come for the country, but it's a process. Let's wait for the process to build, then you will get that goal. Again, I spoke about Iwobi's pass in the game they played against Mozambique. It was solid. We want to see that more. Once they're able to control that midfield with Iwobi, with Ndidi, and all of them, then we see that solid thing. Lookman on the other side, Chukwueze on the other side, solid. Just get the ball to the box. And I've noticed that once they get the ball into the opponent's 18-yard box, Osimhen is already there.
Yeah.
Once Nigeria gets the ball and they are on the move, Osimhen is waiting for them in the box.
All you need to do is just fly the ball.
You get it. So you should just be patient with them. I don't want to talk about the incident that happened in their previous game. It's part of the game. Part of the game. You can get as a striker or as a, how do you call it, as a winger, you can get the ball knowing well that you can take all the team on. Then you end up losing the ball. Then your opponent will have to come at you and you go back chasing for the ball again. It happens. You don't have to get the ball all the time. Someone will also have to make an incursion to try to take one or two on. Then make, if that's being the case, then City will always be fighting with Jiku or Duku. Because
Jeremy.
Because you will do one or two, then you do the dam, and then the ball is lost.
Even now there's Ryan Cherky doing more than what
you get it. Then the ball is lost. Then they'll have to go and fight for. They will still give him the pass.
Yeah.
You get, so it's a teamwork. So, but if you want to win the glory, then we'll see how best you as a player you come to the party. So I think that Nigeria would want to win this one. They would want to win this one, knowing well that they are against Supporters Union, the Ghanaians. We'll be watching.
We did for them.
Honestly,
we'll be watching.
I don't have any problem if Nigeria wins.
They will be at par with us in terms of Afcon trophies.
But if we have an on serious FA president, we have an on serious.
The last time they won it was in 2013.
Incompetent.
That one we don't care, but we just don't want them to win.
Incompetent coach and we have refused to qualify, I don't think we have anything. If we get serious, we can win it.
You choose Eric Shea over Tuado
on any day.
Okay.
Based on what Eric Shea has done.
Okay.
Eric Shea went to the quarterfinal of the last Afcon and lost to the host nation under pressure. At least he got to the quarterfinal. He was almost there, and just if something small brought him back. Based on what he has shown, he's miles apart.
So Tuado qualified to the World Cup. Eric Shea failed.
Nigeria failed to qualify to the World Cup before they got to Eric. Since
but
Eric
since they had the opportunity, they got to the playoffs.
No, since
so once you had the playoffs,
since Eric Shea became manager of Nigeria, Nigeria have not lost a game.
Okay.
In regular time, Nigeria has not lost a game. They lost the game. They lost the World Cup qualifiers with Finidi George and the other one, Augustine Eguavon. Long before, if you are playing 10 games, by your 5th game you've not won a single match. There was no way you're going to qualify. So they lost the World Cup qualifiers before.
Talk to me about the Algeria team.
Yeah, so this Algeria, just like the Egypt Cote d'Ivoire game, Algeria and Nigeria met in the year Algeria ended up winning the final. I think they met in the semi-final, and just before they ended the game, Algeria had a free kick and Riyad Mahrez did his thing, and Algeria went into the final and ended up winning the Afcon. So I think for Nigeria it's a case of a revenge. For the Algerian team, they have done very, very well because Ghana and Algeria seem to have been on the same path from 2019. Yeah. Even though they won the Afcon, we exited at the round of 16. Then at the next Afcon, we both got eliminated at the group stage. Then we qualified to the World Cup in 2022. They didn't qualify. So we went to the World Cup, they didn't go. Then the next Afcon, we both qualified for the Afcons. The exit group stage. We also exited at the group stage. Then we both qualified to the World Cup. Now they qualified to the Afcon and we didn't qualify. So Algeria's win, their first win at this Afcon, was their first win at the Afcon since 2019. And Ghana's last Afcon win also in 2019. So we are on the same tangent. But the only thing is that they got serious. Algeria got serious and went in for Vladimir Petkovic, the former coach of Switzerland. Guess what? Petkovic applied for the Ghana job in 2014.
But Tuado didn't apply, but
I'm just saying. Not now. In 2014, long ago, about more than a decade ago. At the time, he didn't get around that time. He didn't get a job, and he ended up at Switzerland. We know what he did in Switzerland. Took them to back-to-back World Cups. I think he even beat France in doing I think the Euros or the Nations League. Did very well. Built a whole team culture around this Swiss team. He's brought the same team culture to the Algerian national team. I actually wanted to get an interview with him. I DM'd him. I never got the chance. Hopefully one day, once you are live, I'll get that interview with him. He's a disciplined guy. Once he got into this Algeria team, he built a team culture, introduced a few players into the team like Ibrahim Maza and a few other players into the team, and he has built the team culture. This Algerian team has a lot of young talent in Europe. Ibrahim Maza with Bayer Leverkusen. There's a guy called Haji Nusa with I think Feyenoord in the Dutch league. Then there's already a player like Riyad Mahrez. So it's a mixture of experience and youthful players. So the young players I've mentioned already. Then there's Baghdad Bounidjah, who has been their striker for at least the last 10 years. And then there's Issa Mandi, who's their centre back. Then there's Mohamed Abu is also a young player. He's with Wolfsburg in the German Bundesliga. He's their winger. And then there's Rami Bensebaini with Borussia Dortmund as well. He's not old. Bensebaini is around 20 and 29, but he's very experienced with the national team. Then there are also young players like Ejnuri, 26. I think Ejnuri is in his second Afcon with the Algerian national team. So it's a mixture of experience and then and young players. Then there's Lucas Zidane's son, who is making. He just made his second game for the Algerians was in the Afcon. So he has just played one game for Algeria before the Afcon, and I think he has done really well. The Algerians collectively as a unit, they've played really well, but I don't think they are at the level they used to be or where people think they are. Because I believe so much in this Algeria team until they met Burkina Faso, and I realized that if Burkina had taken their chances against them in that group stage game, Burkina should have won that game and ended up topping the group maybe. So I think Algeria have what it takes, but I think they have a very leaky defense, and their whole team structure isn't as solid and formidable as the Nigerians. If you watch the Nigerian team now, all the loopholes, Iwobi is playing at his best now. So Nigeria have a hang on the midfield.
Indeed.
At the time when Nigeria was struggling, they had a problem in the midfield. That's how Ghana qualified to the World Cup over them, because they had a superior team. We had a superior midfield, and that was their only challenge. Now they sorted out their midfield issues. Iwobi Ndidi in playing fantastic football, and they have subs who can deputize for them, and then the situation is okay. Their fullbacks are doing very well. Bruno Onyemaechi, kudos to him as well. He replaced Zaidu Sanusi from the second game, and he has never looked back, playing very well, consistent. So, and as for their forward, we don't need to even go there. No. So I think collectively, both teams have very good teams. But the thing is that Nigeria are playing as a unit now and are more experienced and have the team bonding and team structure more robust than the Algerians. And I think that's where they have a problem. And Nigeria have never, except against Tanzania, where they took the lead and Tanzania equalized and was small pressure. Since that game, they've never looked like they've lost their mojo. They've always had it from the blast of the whistle to the end. And so for me, I think this was a game where Nigeria would have a comfortable 2-0 victory over the Foxes of Algeria.
So that's our preview of the Afcon. Remember, this show is brought to you by Betway Ghana. All they are saying is that you need to share your codes with your friends, fans and followers. It doesn't matter if they win or lose, you get 4% of their wager. Now from the Afcon, let's move to Europe. And today in the EPL, there's no EPL games, it's FA Cup. Spurs will play against Villa, Portsmouth will play against Arsenal, Chelsea are also in the mix. Manchester City are playing against Exeter City. Because of time, if I mention the game, you just give me your prediction. How about Spurs versus Aston Villa? FA Cup.
I'll go for Spurs. Are you
sure?
Yeah, I'll go for Spurs.
Okay.
Wasn't it Spurs that played against Bournemouth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go for Spurs.
Okay. You don't like Unai Emery?
Well, I like him. I like him as a manager. I like him for his. He's more or less like our own Diego Simeone. You get it on the lines. He's very active, but when he's going south, you see he loses everything. Yeah, I think when Arsenal gave him
was it 4?
Yes.
He don't go shake at that. He ran away. Oh yeah.
When it was first, second, and third, then he saw that everything was lost. So then he started doing the changes, just coming so.
Okay, I win for Spurs.
Yeah, I'll go for Spurs.
Charlton, Chelsea.
Chelsea, you have to react. So Chelsea.
Liam's first game.
Yeah, so you have to react and Chelsea win.
Okay,
Portsmouth, Arsenal.
Oh, definitely. Mikel Arteta will be the man to watch.
Hey,
our favorite one.
City versus Exeter City. Oh, Manchester City versus Exeter.
I think this FA Cup, this fixtures, it looks like it's one for the Premier League teams, and so far, I don't think there'll be any upsets in it.
Oh, okay.
So City also have a good day.
Let me go to the for the La Liga. Currently, they are playing the Spanish Super Cup.
Yeah.
So this particular week, there's also some games to be played. Getafe will play against Sociedad. Oviedo will play against Betis. Villarreal, Alaves. Girona, Osasuna. Sevilla will play Vigo. So that means for this particular game week, Madrid.
No Barca. No Athletic.
But their next game they play against Levante. Let me move on to the Italian Serie A to see whether there's an interesting game in there. Inter Milan are on top, 42 points. AC second with 38. Napoli are third with 38 points. Let's see how that one goes in this particular week. So for the fixtures, Inter Milan are playing against Napoli.
Cracker.
A big one.
Crazy. Inter having done well in the top 6 games against the big teams this season, against Juve, AC. Inter hasn't done well this season, both in the Champions League and in the league. And I think we've entered into a new year. They need to take that old chapter behind them and then focus on the next stage. And I'll predict a slender either 2-1 Inter or 1-0 win for Inter.
The same prediction?
Lautaro Martinez. Of course, I'll go for Inter.
Okay, so Inter over Napoli. Fiorentina are playing against AC Milan. Fiorentina won their last game.
Yeah.
AC Milan are second on the league log.
So Fiorentina need a few wins. As I told you, they need about 4 wins. And out of those 4 wins, the 4 wins I spoke about, they won 1 the last time. So they need about 3 more wins. And well, you know, in Italy, away games are very difficult to
difficult.
even when you see a big team away from home. Most likely you need to go to for the away team, for the home team, because it's very difficult in those smaller stadiums. AC Milan are second on the table, but I'll go for Fiorentina win or draw.
Let's see how
I'll
that
go
one
for
goes.
Fiorentina win.
They
or
are
draw.
fighting with relegation,
Yeah,
so that's how you go for Fiorentina, right?
Win or draw.
Okay, let me look at the GP of fixtures. This is our own, right?
Of course, let's share it our own.
You remember that song? Or when it came fresh?
Oh yeah.
It was almost everywhere, on campus, everywhere you go to. But currently, it is Mediama on top of the league.
Yeah.
Log.
Oh, yeah.
Mediama starts as
On
second.
Sunday they
But your
tricked me.
Accra folk.
On Sunday the Mediama gave me 1-0.
Are you also a fan?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
strong
and a
one.
stupid one for that matter.
But what's happening to Asari and Solomon Adbisi?
No, you see,
Uh-huh.
we create problems for ourselves in this country.
Because the first day they signed him, I knew
We create problems for ourselves in this country.
maybe it's the injury to
I'm not
Asarias.
even concerned about the signing.
Okay.
You can have 3 excellent goalkeepers at your bench. That is to your advantage. But that is to when your first one is out, you get a sub to come. Asari is on national duties and he's also out due to injury. Agbesi is in performing. If Asari recovers and the coaches think that Asari should start, he will start. If they think that Agbesi should start,
In the game against Mediama, Asari was the number 1. During warm-up, he said he had a stomach upset or something.
Yes.
He can't train. So that's why people started really meaning into it. But I listened to Opariado. He says he wants the 2 goalkeepers to be at the World Cup, 2 out of 4 goalkeepers. So it's something.
And
for them.
it will be a credit to
It
them.
will happen. It can happen.
it's going to
So far since Asari left, Abesi has been the best goalkeeper.
of
in the
course.
I think Agbesi was a good goalkeeper, but
Yeah,
because he
because
was
of the
at
team,
Dreams at
yeah.
FC, he wasn't
People were
getting
not-
the bloody team.
I was watching Hatsofolk and Mediama. Same time watching the Morocco, I think the Morocco and some other game, Tanzania game at the same time. Then I switched to watch City and Chelsea. Then at a point there was a free kick that he made a save. I was like, wow.
No, but he's a solid goalkeeper.
He has
Excellent
done
goalkeeper.
he has done like he has proven that he is good.
Yeah.
He's excellent. You get it. He just that even the goal that Salim Adam scored, he had a clear chance. He shot
was
the
the
goal,
defender
then he
for the
saved it. Then he
midfielders,
told
yeah.
them, you don't open up for him because that was what the guy was looking
Yeah.
for. You give him the chance, he just kicks in hard. But I think that it will be very interesting to see the 2 goalkeepers at the World Cup. No, me, I will choose Agbesi over Kamara on any day.
But Kamara's not even a Ghanaian. He's Guinean anyway.
No, I'm saying
okay.
Cast has 2
You-
players. And there's no Kotoko player at the.
No, we shouldn't have it. Yes, that is when they do that rivalry thing, but they are representing the nation. You get it. We have a chance if we have Kotoko players all going like the 64 battalions did for House of Hope, all of them going to win something. They brought it to Ghana. They didn't bring it to House of Hope.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
get it. So I think that the Agbesi and the
Sorry.
Asari and the SM things, it's for the team. They
SM
should
for
hold
life.
on. They should hold on. Once he recovers, he's still the Asari we know.
Yeah.
You get it. Nothing has changed, and I'm not sure if Asari was imposed.
I think the fans of Asari fear he might lose his spots at Blasters. That's
right
that's
now,
it. That's
right
it.
now, the only thing that can stop him from not going to the World Cup is injury.
Even injury can
And
cancel.
even that injury,
he might go, he might not start, but he's at the World Cup.
Yeah.
and even that injury, Massa. We've seen people who go to World Cup and even they say their thumb or their wrist or whatever, they play. I've seen before. You've seen a player that let's say if it was against Kotoko,
Yeah.
And Asari said at the warm up was stomach injury. Masa, he will play. They will allow him play. Nothing will happen to him on the pitch.
I get your point.
You get it?
your
So
point is well
I
made.
think that
Yeah.
the fans should relax. The two goalkeepers are good. We are enjoying what they are bringing onto our local league.
All right.
Let's continue to encourage
Okay.
them to see, to get them do more. At least that will help people go to the stadium. And
Okay.
again, Mediama, kudos to
Itanko.
yes, Tanko did well, and their new unveiling that they did at least
Yeah.
some good money there. Palmer
We
was
saw
laughing.
some nasty scenes also there. Your
Very,
coach,
very.
your assistant coach.
Oh,
but
naturally,
I won't talk
naturally,
about
naturally.
this weekend. Kotoko will play against Recruit Chelsea. Hasselhoff will play against Soho United. Midiema will play against Young Apostles. So that's how we wrap up the first edition of the Build Up on ABC News Ghana with me, James Ohinbama. You can continue to watch our shows. We'll bring you replay on Monday and Sports One on Wednesday. Stay tuned. Adios.